Hi, I'm Adi. Have you ever wanted to start a business? I've always wanted to start a business. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So at 18, as I graduated out of high school, I made a decision to not go to college. I know, not the best decision. But back then, if I'm being frank, I was almost possessed by this strong urge to rebel against the system and go my own way. I was fully convinced that I could make it in business. I'm 22 now. Over the past 4 years, I've tried to start my own business, many businesses. Tried building a personal brand on fitness and, the general manosphere. Yeah. Tried starting a marketing agency. I tried also starting a career counseling agency. I know. Why should anyone take career advice from me? Long story short, all of them failed. At some point, I started losing faith. So I started looking for jobs in marketing. Well, and quickly found out that, hey, I have no degree, I have no real experience that I can show. No one's going to hire me. And I truly burned the boats, right? So here I was, about to be 22 in a few months with no degree, no experience in the job market, nothing to show for the last 4 years, and no prospects left for the future. My faith in my ability to build a business, successful business, had faded so much and was fading by the day. I'd spent the last 4 years working tirelessly, yet it just hadn't worked. I had sacrificed so many things for the last 5 years. Like, I had very few friends. I was working tirelessly. I didn't have a girlfriend for the last 5 years. I still don't have a girlfriend. I had no college experience. It, you know, just felt like I had completely wasted the last 4 years of my life. I was on the edge of depression, confused, directionless, super anxious, got addicted to porn as a coping mechanism. You know, I was so scared for the future. I was so neurotic. I couldn't sleep for days on end. I kept thinking and thinking, and everything seemed bleak, and there seemed to be no option, and all the doors seemed to have closed. I was in a complete panic. It felt like my whole life was falling apart. Somewhere in the middle, I enrolled for a degree in philosophy through distance mode, obviously. Couldn't go. Studied a little too much philosophy, ended up becoming a Christian. That's a story, that's a whole different story for a different time. Point is, the Lord reached out to me and I started following Him. He settled my nerves and I had faith, and that helped me keep going. I decided I was going to finish this degree and at the same time figure out how I was going to build a business. That entrepreneurial spirit in me never died. In fact, it was stronger than ever. I truly feel that I have been called to business. I, you know, I can't explain it, but that's how it is. A couple of months ago, I discovered Charlie Morgan, and he became my business mentor. In sailing, there's a concept called the rum line. It's a very important metaphor called rumbo in Spanish. What it is a direct path to destination. And you have to have it if you're doing navigation in sailing. That doesn't mean you're going to go exactly through that path or you're not going to get blown off course. But you can't actually make any progress unless you have a rum line. For me, Charlie Morgan's mentorship was that. It wasn't just a blueprint, it was a complete paradigm shift for me. It opened my eyes to what was possible and to my own potential and to what I could achieve. I gave, it gave me hope, a clear path forward, and an adventure to give myself to. With my newfound faith and a clear path forward, I had a resurgence of energy and resilience. And I made a decision to start a fundraising company to help nonprofit organizations and charities. I think fundraising is a noble pursuit, and I think I could help a lot of people through it. But to make that happen, I first need your help. Will you help me set up my company? Your kind support will help me set up my company and start helping clients to raise funds right away. You won't just be helping out a young entrepreneur, but also I want to invite you as a philanthropist to think of your dollar like a mustard seed. As Jesus said, a mustard seed which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. Likewise, every dollar you donate today will result in thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, God willing, raised for charities to help people in need. Will you help me build a fundraising agency? God bless.